Step right up, folks, and listen to a tale from the dusty annals of the Wild West. A story often overshadowed by the legends of Wyatt Earp and Billy the Kid. This isn't about gunslingers in a high noon duel, but about a woman who wore a badge when most couldn't even vote. Let's talk about the untold truth of America's first female sheriff. Now, if I asked you to name the first woman to pin on a sheriff's star, what would you say? Many might point to legendary figures from dime novels or Hollywood movies, but the real story is even more incredible. We're heading back to 1892, to Lincoln County, Kansas. The man wearing the badge was Sheriff E.D. Wood. He was a respected lawman, but his story takes an unexpected turn. Tragically, Sheriff Wood was killed in the line of duty, leaving a void in the community and a question hanging in the dusty air: who would take his place? The answer came from a place no one expected. It wasn't a seasoned deputy or a tough-as-nails rancher. It was Sheriff Wood's own wife, a 28-year-old mother named Antoinette "Nettie" Wood. The county commissioners, in a move that was truly ahead of its time, appointed her to serve out her late husband's term. Think about that for a moment. In an era where a woman's place was considered to be strictly in the home, Nettie Wood was suddenly responsible for the safety and security of an entire county. So who was this trailblazing woman? Before she was Sheriff Wood, Nettie was a school teacher. She was known for her intelligence, her quiet strength, and her unwavering composure. She wasn't a sharpshooter or a brawler. She was a woman of principle and resolve. When she took the oath of office, she wasn't just filling a position. She was stepping into a role that society had never imagined for a woman. Her office? It was the family living quarters in the county jail, where she continued to raise her children while upholding the law. Imagine the scene. Nettie managing the duties of a sheriff, overseeing prisoners, signing warrants, and maintaining order, all while caring for her family under the very same roof. Her weapon wasn't a six-shooter, but her sharp mind and her profound sense of duty. She handled the administrative tasks with precision, ensuring the wheels of justice kept turning. She managed the jail, which meant feeding and looking after the inmates. These weren't hardened criminals from a movie. They were often locals who had fallen on hard times or made a poor choice. Nettie treated them with a firmness that the office demanded, but also with a humanity that was all her own. Her tenure wasn't just about paperwork, though. She faced the realities of law enforcement head-on. There were warrants to serve, disputes to settle, and the constant potential for trouble that defined the West. But Nettie commanded respect not through intimidation, but through her steadfastness and integrity. She proved that the authority of the badge wasn't about gender. It was about the character of the person wearing it. The local newspapers of the time noted her efficiency and the seamless way she took over the office, a testament to her capability. Now, you might be thinking, was she the only one? The history of female law officers is a patchwork quilt, and there are other incredible women who deserve recognition. For instance, some point to Phoebe Couzens, who was appointed a U.S. Marshal in 1887, or others who held local law enforcement roles even earlier. But Nettie's appointment as a county sheriff, the chief law enforcement officer of her jurisdiction, holds a special place. She was a sheriff in the truest sense of the word, inheriting the full responsibilities of the office. The remarkable thing about Nettie Wood's story is how quietly she made history. She didn't seek fame or recognition. She simply did the job that was asked of her, and she did it well. When her husband's term ended a few months later, Nettie gracefully stepped down, and a new sheriff was elected. She didn't run for the office herself. Her service was born out of necessity and a deep sense of honor for her late husband's legacy. She saw it as her duty to complete the work he had started. After her time as sheriff, Nettie continued to be a pillar of her community. She remarried, raised her family, and lived a long, full life, passing away in 1945. For many years, her groundbreaking role was little more than a local footnote, a piece of forgotten history. But her story is a powerful reminder that heroes do not always ride in on a white horse or win a gunfight at the OK Corral. Sometimes they are ordinary people who rise to extraordinary circumstances with courage and grace. Nettie Wood challenged the conventions of her time without firing a single shot. She demonstrated that leadership, justice, and strength are qualities that belong to everyone, regardless of gender. Her quiet, competent service laid the groundwork for the thousands of women who would follow in her footsteps, pinning on badges and dedicating their lives to law enforcement. She is the untold, unsung hero of the Wild West, a testament to the fact that the most profound changes often begin with one person's courage to step up and do what's right. So the next time you think of the sheriffs of the Old West, remember the schoolteacher turned lawwoman Antoinette "Nettie" Wood, a true pioneer who proved that a steady hand and a strong heart were the most powerful tools a sheriff could have. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more untold tales from history. We'd love to have you in our community. Until next time, stay curious.